How's it going, everybody? I'm out here at the homestead, getting ready to do another footer. It is a hot motherfucker here today. It's 11 right now. It's 90 degrees with a heat index of 103, and it's not even noon yet. Luckily, I grew up in Texas, so it ain't too bad, but let me show you what I got going on. So I've got these last 4 footers to do on either side. I'm going to get this one done today where the form is. I had to get a new string up, so that's what I've been working on this morning, that and picking up the 10 bags of concrete. So in my other videos you'll see it, but what I did to start this, because I'm in no man's land, is I just ran a straight string around abouts the way I wanted my house to face. And then I ran these 3 posts off of that. And what that did is gave me the ability to measure and run a string to get these front posts in. Now that I have a T here, it makes my life a lot easier, because all I had to do was run this string around that post so that it's nice and straight on it, and then match my measurement from this post to this post over there where my stake is. So now that I have that in, that tells me exactly where this post needs to sit. Keeps me all square. And then it's hard to see, but I've got my little marks on here. I got center and then the 2 sides. So when I stick this post in the ground here, and the rebar and everything else, that is gonna tell me without a tape measure or anything where my post needs to sit. And then all I have to do is level it from there. So that's kind of an overall. I'm going to see about trying to get a little bit of footage here and there. I don't think I'm going to be able to make this a short. There's too much explanation and too much going on. But as you can see, it ain't noon yet and I'm soaking wet. So it's going to be a fun day, but I got to get this shit done before winter. See y'all in a bit. So the next step on pouring one of these, and I actually forgot on that one. That's what happens when you drink beer and work. But it'll be fine. But I put this in here for extra strength. There's 2 2-foot X'd piece of rebars going around all 4 sides. Once that concrete gets around that, it makes it to where it can't, even if it was to crack, it can't separate. That's really what you do that for, just in case anybody was wondering. And then to top it off, I'm gonna have to cut this post here in a minute, but I put rebar through these, so that once the concrete sets around that, regardless of whether the bottom of this post or the top, anything starts to rot or get soft, this is not going to allow anything to move that I can't get to from the top. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but it's just a little extra precaution I decided to do because it is a very wet place, and it's likely that things may try to shift or do something crazy on me. But that's step number 2. You got to get your string, then you got to get your rebar in. I'm about to cut these posts. I'll probably get a video of that, kind of show y'all what's going on with it. And then well, from there it's just mixing concrete and pouring it in the hole, mixing it and pouring it. It's a lot easier said than done. I'm averaging about 8 80-pound bags per footer. Sometimes I get lucky and it's 7, but I can pretty well tell by the size of these holes that it's going to be around 8. So it's going to take me a few hours. Anyway, thanks for checking it out, and I'll add to this. So I couldn't do the lines with the phone in my hand, but with these 6x6, what you have to do, so I've got my mark at 5 foot here. That's what my little crow's foot is. Then you take your square, you make your line. Once you get that line, you go down to the corner here, make your other line, go to the other side here, and make your other line. And then once I get 2 of these cuts and roll this post over, I'll do the bottom side here. Since a skill saw only goes through 2.5 inches and this post is 1.5 inches or 5.5, you end up with a little spot in the middle that you have to finish with a Sawzall. That's actually the only reason my Sawzall's out here, but that'll be about the gist of it. I'm gonna try to show y'all how I do that and not knock the camera down because these horses are a little wobbly, but we'll see what happens. All right, so one more tip here for doing things like this. You want to pour some dry concrete at the bottom of your hole before you get started. There's two reasons for this. As you dump concrete in, that'll all harden up and seal, and it'll actually protect the bottom of your post from the mud and dirt and groundwater and everything that is in the ground, bugs. It gives you just kind of a layer. Not a whole lot. I put like 3 shovel scoops in there. The other thing that I really like about it is then it's really easy to level. And with a big square post like this, now I've got it close enough to my marks to get started. It's kind of hard to see them, but it's close enough to them. It's close enough to the line, and I'm hands-free on this now. So now I'm free to mix my concrete, shovel it in there. Obviously, you can see I'm a little off the line. Before I get too carried away, I'm going to want to get it closer to that. But you can also see that standing by itself, it's not attached to anything. You can do braces and things to hold it in place, but so far I've done the other 5 this way. I just thought that was worth bringing up. I am going to take a water break and then get to mixing and dumping. I may do a little video of that, I'm not sure, but probably just add to this when I get done again. Later. Whew, all right, that's a wrap. The only reason I'm not sweating is because when I got done with this, I went and chilled out in the AC of the camper for a minute, but that's the finished product there. It ended up taking all 8 bags. Well, not all 8 bags. I still got to unload the truck over there. I've got to clean up all my tools and shit, but I have about had it for today. That was a lot of work, and I only got 3 more to do though, out of 9, 2/3 of the way. So hopefully in the next week or 2, I don't have to do this in over 100-degree weather, but I'm not at a point where I can stop just because it's a little hot outside. If you stuck with it this long, I appreciate you checking it out. If you got any questions or anything, want to know about anything, let me know. Y'all take it easy.